Good day. This 177th day, Meaningful Moments, 365 days. Have you ever had the experience where you're somewhere doing something and suddenly you feel instantly transported through time and space? That's what happened just the other day while I was on a walk through this luscious green canopy of trees on this path that I enjoy close to where I live. And suddenly I noticed that the whole path was strewn with stains of purple berries all over. And I looked up, and sure enough, there was a giant mulberry tree. So if you're not from the Midwest, perhaps you're not familiar with that, but the mulberry trees give you bountiful hanging branches of berries that are, about that big sometimes. And I think they're also in bushes, because I remember that as a kid, eating lots of mulberries, just feasting on mulberries. And as I was walking and, saw all that purple all over, I had a quick flash, and then I reached up into the tree and I grabbed a mulberry down that looked really ripe. It was that dark purple compared to the whites and the kind of reddish turning purple, but this one was really plump and juicy and really purple. Plopped it in my mouth, and suddenly that taste was like, and I traveled simultaneously to a couple of different places. One was when I was a child, eating mulberries from a giant mulberry bush. Those were the days when it just seemed like summer was an endless humming, buzzing, droning, humid kind of season that just went on for forever. And just playing, probably around the age of 5 through maybe 8 or so. And, you were, I think, for myself and for many people, I think we're closer at that time, connected with the earth and everything around us. Mulberries was the center pivotal point of all of that experience with a dear little friend that I had. And we would just spend hours playing make-believe and doing all kinds of adventures through these little woods, which was really just a little plot of trees and area. But in that center was the mulberries, and all the tea parties we would have, and all the concocting of how the mulberries played into the stories. But Mulberry Time, just a marvelous time. And the other part, simultaneously, as I was transported with that sweet juice in my mouth, was with my own children when they were little. They were probably around the ages of 3 to 5, a couple of them. I had a little one in tote still, so I was always mindful of my bare feet walking in the mulberries and holding my baby while my other children played, and them being stained in mulberry juice, and hands, feet, mouths, and having pictures of them and remembering some of those, kind of unforgettable pictures that we take of our kids, and these images that stick with us, and them laughing and their hands and feet just stained with mulberry. And it was such a joyful moment of traveling, transporting myself into, it was the mulberry that did it, but I was transported into that moment where I could hear them laughing, running, the way the wind felt. And sure enough, there were some of these breezes in real time, and that experience of myself also, at that young age too, running around, and the same kind of exuberance, and all of that in a flash of a moment, literally quantum leaping through time and space. And now, once again, because I'm looking outside, since that day, we have had increasing storms and rain, and the weather forecast is saying lots and lots more rain for several more days. And it's not like that day that was bright sunshine and, walking under that lush shaded canopy and noticing those berries everywhere and eating, and all of a sudden it was that combination of the sun forces, wind forces, everything at that moment. Today's a very different day, a lot of downpours, and still being able to close my eyes and remember the marvelous mulberry time. So for those experiences that you have and you remember in your childhood and you bring them to now and you can feel them in the cells of your body, cheers to that. Hoping you find some of that this week. Blessings upon your day.